A lot of people are very anxious or nervous before they book an appointment with a psychic medium. And that's understandable. The unknown is the unknown. So what's the best thing you can do? How do you prepare for a meeting with me or pretty much any psychic medium? The first thing that we always ask is that you be open to hearing, because I only ask for messages you need to hear today for your healing and highest good. And a lot of people will come in and say, well, if I don't hear, that grandpa had a bowling pin on his keychain, then she's a fraud or a fake. Well, you already know that. That's not a message for your healing and highest good. So those messages from the other side or from your guides are going to be what you need to hear today. So to be prepared to come for your appointment with the psychic medium, what you might want to think about is, what is the best path for me to be on? I'm just stuck right now. Why? Why am I stuck? What's happening with me? I'm grieving the death of someone I care deeply about, and I want contact with them to make sure that they're okay on the other side. And I get that especially with suicides. It's just still such a death is traumatic, but suicide usually has got some connotations attached to it. And I get nothing but messages of love from the other side. So just be open to receiving those messages, whatever they are. And I'm an evidentiary medium, which means I will provide evidence to you, which can come in the form of this is what they were wearing, this is the energy that they carry, this was their personality when they were here. They're showing me a particular item. What does that mean to you? And so that's evidence that we've got the right person. We're connecting to the loved one that you want to talk to. And then if you're just stuck in life, I'm lost, I don't know where to go, I will talk to your guides and we will give you a great direction with what your natural talents are, your natural gifts, and how you can express that. Because I say we're all here for exactly the same reason, and that's to be of service to others. How do you express that? That's what we'll figure out. So just be open, because if someone comes in, prove it to me, you're not going to get a good reading. You're just not, because it's blocked. So be open to the messages that your guides and your loved ones want to give you today. A question that I frequently get asked is, yes, I'm trying to be more mindful. What does that mean? Because it's a very trendy term right now, being mindful, and everybody says, yes, that's what I'm going to do, but they don't know what it means. And it's simple, but it's not. To me, being mindful is, why do I say what I say? Why do I do what I do without judgment of myself or anybody else? And one of my favorite stories attached to that is a young couple were hosting Easter dinner. And so they pulled out a ham, and the wife cut both ends off the ham, put it in the pan, and put it in the oven. And the husband said, "Why'd you cut both ends off the ham?" "I don't know. It's the way my mom always did it." "Okay, well, Mom comes to dinner. Mom, why'd you cut the ends off the ham before you baked it?" "I don't know. It's the way my mom always did it." Grandma comes over. "Grandma, why'd you cut the ends off the ham before you baked it?" "So it fit in my pan." It's such a simple way. Who was right? Who was wrong? Nobody. But it's what we're taught from our parents, from our teachers, from society, is to do things a certain way. So now it's, why do I say what I say? Is it programming from others, or is it something that no longer serves me and I can create my own way? If it no longer serves you, let it go without judgment. Why do I do what I do? Is it programming from outside? If it is, does it continue to serve me? If it does, great, hang on to it. But now you're doing it consciously. You're doing it mindfully. If it doesn't serve you, let it go. It's that simple, but you can't do it overnight. It's situation by situation, incidents by incidents. It's one thing at a time that comes up to your consciousness that you now decide, does it continue to serve me or not? That's how you get started, but it's every day for the rest of your life. Everybody has got spirit guides. Planet Earth is considered one of, if not the hardest school to learn particular lessons. So we have got a team of supporters that include spirit guides. angels, council of elders, our deceased loved ones. But spirit guides are usually the best way to connect, because my definition of a spirit guide is the highest form of truth and compassion to keep you aligned with the universe. Isn't that beautiful? They can't interfere with your life plan, but they can guide you, just exactly what their name says. So how do you connect with them? You ask. People make it too hard, and it's not too hard. You have to have quiet time alone, and you just say, I want to meet my main spirit guide. And start asking simple questions. Are you male or female? And sometimes they don't show a gender, sometimes they will, but you're going to get used to how they communicate with you. And sometimes you'll see a picture, but that picture isn't with your eyes, it's with your head. You might hear something, but you don't hear with your ears, you hear with your head. You just might get a gut feeling. But it happens like that fast. Because in human terms, I'm talking and you listen. When I'm stopping, then you take a breath, then you talk and I listen. And that's not the way it is in the spirit world. You will usually get an answer while you're asking the question. It is that fast. And the other thing is, I think I'm making it up. I'm like, no, you're not making it up. That's how they communicate with you. And I say it's as subtle as listening to a feather fall through air. Pay attention to it. That's how you connect to your guides. And once you ask a gender, you can say, what's your main purpose in being my guide in this lifetime? They will give you an answer. And it could be to show you empathy, to show you compassion, to show you joy. It's usually something that broad. Every day then, you connect to your guides. And the way I do it is I will sit down, and part of my meditation is I talk to my guides, I call them by name, and I say, thank you for letting me do this work. Thank you for always being with me. And thank you for clear messages I'm receiving today for my healing and highest good. You've set the tone for the day. And then at night when I go to bed, I just say thank you for this day. And that's my way of turning it off again. And in the morning, I turn it right back on again. That's a beautiful way to connect to your guides. They will also help you on the journey to you, remembering who you are in spirit. Is a Ouija board evil? Are tarot cards, pendulums, all, the divination tools, are they evil? No, they're not. But what happens is, especially we'll use the Ouija board as an example, someone might be a teenager, because you can get it at any game store, and they'll open themselves up. Okay, spirits, we want to talk to spirits. Well, what you're doing is letting in any spirit, low vibrating, high vibrating, it doesn't matter. You're letting anybody come in and influence you. And so sometimes you get pranksters. Sometimes you get those low vibrating spirits that might not have the best intent when you connect with them. Does that make it evil? No. A Ouija board is a piece of cardboard and a plastic little planchette. So what you do first is you set the parameter that only high vibing spirits are allowed to have any kind of influence in your healing and highest good. That's all you need to do. And then you go ahead and you have fun. Whether it's the Ouija board, your pendulum, your tarot cards, you always set the tone that only high vibrating spirits are allowed to have any kind of influence in your life. That's simple. So no, they're not evil. A question that I love to get, and yet it kind of makes me roll my eyeballs a little bit, is this the right person for me? And I'm going to be a little bit harsh right now. It's like, if you have to ask, chances are no, that it is not the right person for you. But I also find in talking to my guides and your guides that I rarely will get good answers on relationship issues. Because we'll look at the female perspective right now. If I say, yes, this is the right person for you, you're out shopping for a wedding dress. And that relationship hasn't had a chance to run its course. And if I say no, you're going to go break up with them because I don't want to waste my time and I want to meet Mr. Right. So they rarely, if ever, will give me any kind of advice on relationships, because every relationship is there for a reason. It has to run its course. The only time I will say get out is if I see violence of any kind. And it's like, no, you need to leave, and you need to leave right now. And other than that, you meet people, nobody is a stranger to you. We all know each other in spirit form because we are all one. So whether they're your life partner or not, and I could even say, yes, you're going to end up marrying this guy. Does that mean it's going to last forever? No, it doesn't. So please, every relationship has to run its course, and rarely will Spirit tell me whether this is the right one or the wrong one for you.